Evening, guys. It's been a while, hasn't it? I don't think I've made like a proper video in like 5, maybe 6 months or so. I think the last kind of proper video I made was like back in October of last year, I think. And even that was kind of a more unscripted response rather. And this is unscripted too, so I haven't actually made a response, a scripted video like I normally would in quite a while. Truth be told, and this is kind of the reason that I'm making this video right here. Truth be told, the main reason is that I've been kind of lacking ideas. I've just not known what to say. I just don't like repeating redundant things. I don't want to be redundant. When I make a video, I feel that I want to make a fair and reasonable point expressed in a calm and civil manner that I haven't really seen people address before. Now, I do have one video planned. It's just a matter of kind of finding the time and just getting the motivation to start writing a script again. I may as well share with you guys what I've got planned, really. It will be kind of a religion versus naturism, because I feel these are especially Christianity, because I feel these are two distinct philosophies, and one is more acceptable for being taught in schools than the other. Now, I'm not suggesting naturism as a philosophy should be taught in schools. This is not an either-or kind of thing, but I'm just kind of getting at that I feel that if you were to compare them, you would find that naturism is much more of an idealistic and desirable philosophy than religion would be. It's more accepting, it's got more positive results. And while many of you may not wish to practice it, I think that you may very well agree with what the philosophy is trying to achieve. But other than that, I just haven't really been motivated to just do anything really, YouTube-wise. And I think it's largely that I've largely become kind of disinterested with the topic of religion. There's been so much said that's completely redundant. I used to love kind of watching creationists get pwned, and to an extent I still do. I mean, I always watch Living Dinosaurs videos. I mean, his is just high quality stuff, and I love Wildwood Claire. She's just an awesome person in general. But other than that, I think that people aren't changing minds. I haven't really seen with my own eyes, many people on the fence really kind of come over. And it all feels just a bit repetitive and kind of redundant at this point. It just doesn't feel like anything new, and Thunderfoot has just become the kind of person that I, despise, and, as bad as some Christians he claims to be, but I get to that. And there's just been little content that's new that's really kept me interested. I've been mainly focusing on my hobbies that I feel gives me a positive buzz, Kamen Rider, anime, heavy metal music, videos on gaming, and and also writing my own fantasy stories. I love writing, I love creating fictional worlds, and I love talking about them, but I can kind of talk about it in a more informal setting and, say what I like and don't like about it. But when it comes to making videos and trying to make a coherent point, I kind of find that more difficult to really kind of bring something of substance. Like, I might make a video for my Nightmare Rider channel, like why I like stuff, but I tried to kind of make a kind of podcast style stuff where I rambled on about what I liked about the week's episode of Tokusatsu, but I just didn't feel that was coming out right, and I didn't feel that I could really keep that up on a regular basis. I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking. I mean, I don't think every YouTube channel needs to be as good as like the Living Dinosaur to make a point. I'm always of the mind that it's kind of what you say, not kind of the production level that you kind of make it at. But I just kind of feel like I should be doing something more. I should be giving you guys more substance to it and give something that's worth listening to. Because on one hand, I want to express myself, I want to express my love for things, and, a very expressive person overall. But on the other, I just don't want to kind of turn the audience off and bore them. And I kind of don't know how that's going to be. I've only made a couple of videos, infrequent videos, of the Nightmare Rider channel, and they haven't got very many views. Considering I just started up the channel and then really haven't done anything with it for a long time, can kind of see why I've not got many views, but then that doesn't really motivate me to make many more videos on that. And I want to. I've made the channel, I use the persona now for different forums. I'm known as the Nightmare Rider on more forums than I am as Nightmare Rider. So I feel that kind of name speaks more to my hobbies, and it's kind of a more kind of relaxed persona. The name also kind of rolls off the tongue better than this originally does. And plus, considering it's not linked to a channel which is about kind of serious, kind of philosophical and religious discussions, it just kind of fits in more, And, but like I said, I want to do more with it. I'm just not entirely sure what I can do that's different. Maybe I'll take a key from the guest nation or something like that, because I suppose when you kind of get down to the nitty gritty of it, is video, kind of production level isn't that high. It's not really doing a ton that's different. And I personally, I'm kind of looking at myself and I'm saying, I'm watching his videos because I want to know what he says and how he expresses it, even if his production quality isn't the highest. And I can kind of relate on how he describes things and how he expresses his hobbies. And I like that. And he's got an audience there, so maybe I could do the same. But considering I hate my own voice to this point where I just will not edit anything, the most editing I do is making marks as to where a video is, pausing it, and then composing myself, and then continuing, or maybe restarting the video. I almost never edit my videos, never. I hate it. I hate editing. And that's one thing that will always keep me off sites like Reviewtopia or that guy with the glasses. While I feel I've got something to say, I could express it, I could say something about it, I could make a video about it, I could keep an audience and keep something with an idea and do something a bit different that would entertain people. I don't have the editing skills, and I hate the editing part. And I suppose I should just get on to the next part of my videos, is more on the kind of my channel as it stands kind of side, in that I've just had a large distaste for a lot of atheists as people. And I listen to the Thinking Atheist podcast on a regular basis. I try and listen to the Atheist Experience and that kind of show when I, listen to it. And I'm always a big critical thinker. I generally agree that religion as a concept, as it is described in things like the Bible, is a negative thing. However, I feel very strongly, about secular humanism. I feel that a lot of people who call themselves secular humanists, not all, keep in mind, I'm not generalising at all here, I feel some people who call themselves secular humanists are not practicing what they preach. Because I feel that when a lot of religious people speak and talk about and express their religion and the reasons they believe in it, may be completely different to what the Bible actually says. I think Seth of the Thinking Atheist described it really well. Religion is a lot like a terms of service agreement. You scroll down it, skim read a few words and just click I agree. You don't really take the time to actually read it and actually think about what you're agreeing with and what you're associating yourself with. And I feel this is because who they are as a person matters. What are they trying to convey? What do they intend to achieve by being a Christian? When they talk about God loves people, God loves homosexuals. He doesn't hate people. He will not. They kind of get a bit iffy on the concept of hell. Why do they do this? Because they are not trying to be bad people. They are good honest human beings first, who are trying to express a positive sentiment towards the world. And a lot of Christians are a lot more humanist than they may actually like to admit. They may not identify with the word, but the way they associate with people, the way they accept people, and the way they try to give people an unconditional positive regard, and regard based on what they see as Jesus' teachings, and just try and be a helpful person because they feel that's what their God has made them to do. That's what they feel Jesus has taught them to do. Now, the Bible may say something completely different, but this is what they are trying to convey. And I feel this is something that a lot of atheists really miss. I feel that Christians may often be judged too harshly as people, and they may be looked down or seen as destructive to our society because they are supporting a religion, even though they may very well be following that religion in name only. I think you can tell I'm getting a bit more worked up about this because this has been on my mind for so long, and I wanted to express myself in a video about it, but I've just not had the space. And I suppose that now I'm getting it out on video and putting it on film and putting it onto YouTube, I'm actually a bit relieved. Maybe I will start up doing videos again if I can find enough topics to do. I've considered doing a couple of commentaries, especially on the subject of libertarianism, but politics are just so stressful. I have my political views and I feel strongly, especially when it comes to the notions of free markets, but it's just so much stress to deal with and so much arguing, and for what? For what? What am I achieving? Who am I changing the minds? No one. I'm not changing anybody's mind. I'm not, convincing these people to think otherwise. They're stuck in their way. They've got their opinions, I've got mine. It's not changing. Maybe I'm convincing, or maybe I'm getting a few people who are maybe on the fence to really kind of think about it. But I feel that trying to express a positive sentiment in terms of religion and philosophy, and maybe even talking more about naturism, will generally flow well with the audience. Because really, I just can't deal with the stress anymore. I can't deal with losing. I have physically lost sleep because of YouTube debates. How silly does that sound, That's ridiculous. And I can sympathise with someone like Total Biscuit, who doesn't read his YouTube comments anymore because he gets so stressed at the idiocy of his large fan base that it just affects his general physical and mental health. And I don't want to put myself in a position anymore where I'm just going to feel stressed and generally be made to feel horrible about expressing my opinions, I don't want that. But because I'm a loudmouth, sometimes I just kind of have to break up and just say something about my opinions, even though I know full well that it's going to get me shit. Oh well, I guess I should spend the next few weeks, once I kind of get things in order. I kind of need to focus on my kind of school life at the moment, and just kind of work out the balance of my life at the moment, and thinking a lot about myself. And once that's over, I suppose I can think about making videos again. I suppose in the next couple of weeks I'll try and make a video or something. But maybe if you guys can think of a topic that I can really kind of talk about, then, feel free to suggest. Maybe I'll look into it and maybe I'll see if I can make a general point on it. Well, this video is nearly 15 minutes long, and as usual, when I make something unscripted and I say I'll try and keep this brief, it ends up being really long. I think, when the first time someone pointed that out, I was like, that's so true. That's so true. And at least I can have a bit of a laugh at my own failings, that's always a kind of good sign, Don't take yourself too seriously, and if you fuck up, laugh about it. Being able to laugh at yourself is a skill in life that I feel will make things a hell of a lot easier. So yeah, I hope you've managed to survive this kind of rambling vlog, I think it's called, and I shall see you guys next time.